Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So if you can see by the title of this video, yeah, I quit another job. It's, it's becoming a thing. It's a pattern of mine, obviously. As I near 50,000 subscribers, it kind of feels right that I quit another job. So yeah, I just have to tell you guys why this time. You seem to like my why I quit Sephora video, so I thought I'd give you this. Oh my god, where do I even begin? I have no clue. I cannot believe. You know what it is? I think I just hate working. Actually, no. I think I just hate doing things that I don't want to do. And I feel like any job besides this one, I freaking hate doing it. So I should probably tell you guys where I was working. Again, I'm not going to say the name of the place or like what town I'm from because there's really no need to do that. And I don't want to get sued. So we're not going to do that either. But this time I will say it wasn't so much about like the people I was working with. It was the people, like the clientele. I was working at a tanning salon, which is like totally such a teenage girl job. And I'm 21, so whatever. But yeah, I was working at a tanning salon and it's fine. It's whatever. I just really wanted a job where, one, it was extremely close to my house, and two, it was like a job where I could do minimal work, where I could just sit there and like be on my computer if I wanted to. So it just seemed like the perfect thing. This place was 3 minutes from my house, and it's pretty much the easiest job I think I've ever had, and I am going to miss it probably. So let's start off with just like the first few days, and this should have been a red flag to me that this place is like gonna be full of a bunch of weirdos. And this is nothing against people who like to tan, but personally for me, you guys know I self-tan all the time. Like I don't actually physically get in a tanning bed because skin cancer runs in my family, and I'm not willing to take that risk, and I don't want to be super wrinkly when I'm older either. But again, do not take offense to people who tan. It's fine, I don't care. Anyway, I started working there, and the second day that I was there, and this guy pulls up in a taxi. He wasn't the taxi driver, he pulled up in a taxi, like the taxi drove him to the tanning salon. I don't think I've ever been in a position where I need to tan, but I guess this guy was in a position where he needed to tan. So he comes in, he's a little bit weird, and he's like one of the first people that I have to, try to interact with at this job. So I'm trying to be really nice, and I'm like trying so hard to like understand what he's saying, but it's just, he was being so weird. I'm asking him all these questions. He says he wants to get a lotion, whatever. I'm like, great. So he gets a lotion, and I mean, I couldn't get past the fact of like how weird this guy was. And I couldn't even get past the fact that there was like a guy in here. I knew some guys tanned, but I didn't realize when I started working there that it honestly is like 55 or 60% guys, like older men. And then it's like the other half is like young girls and, a little bit older women. I had no clue. I did not know guys tanned like that. And it is a phenomenon to me. So he gets his lotion after being a total weirdo. He goes to the back. I put him in like the back room because I just didn't want him to be up front. So he goes back in like a stand up, and it only goes for 10 minutes. So usually people are in and out of there in like 13 minutes. He goes in there, and 20 minutes later he comes out, and he leaves, and he's like, see you later, blah. Being a total weirdo when he leaves. I don't even know how you can make an exit weird, but he made it weird. And he gets in his taxi. The taxi waited for him. I just think that's so funny. I don't know why. But then I go back to clean it because it was kind of busy that day. And I literally screamed. I walked back there. This is my second day. I walked back there, and would you fucking believe there is a bottle of Bacardi back there, empty, and there is lotion all over the fucking walls. And I'm just like, oh my god, that guy is a monster. Like, who does that? Oh, I didn't really realize that I was gonna have to be cleaning up after people's like messes. Some people are so inconsiderate. Oh my god. That's a whole different thing. I will give you guys a spoiler alert right now. I honestly hated the clientele. That was like this is the #1 reason why I quit. And it's pretty much like 99% of the reason why I quit. That was the second day. Okay, so we're off to a great start. Here's just another crazy story that I never would have believed would happen. And this happened a week after I was working there. So I'm just like, you know, I'm thinking this is gonna be the most chill job ever. People are not gonna be, they're not gonna complain. They're not gonna do weird things. They're just gonna go back, tan, leave, right? Wrong. This lady comes in. I wasn't working this day, but this happened. And I literally could not believe this fucking happened. Oh my God. This lady who came in, she's super, super old, and she always goes in like a level 1 lay down bed. They're really, really long beds. You can go for like 20 minutes in them, and they get really hot though. So she always complained though that the bed was hot, but it's a tanning salon, so I don't know why you'd be complaining, because like that's what I would expect. But anyway, so every time she came in, she just had a list of comments on her page, like about how she hates this, she hates this, she hates this, will always complain, always complain. So I guess she came in one day and she went back into the level 1 lay down. All of a sudden, the girl working hears like a scream. And she goes back there. She's like, are you okay? You know, she's saying it through the door. And this lady opens up the door, and thank God there was a nurse there. This lady took the protective covering off of the fan and stuck her finger in the fan to get it to stop moving. Oh, okay, let me just tell you guys, there's a button to press to stop the fan because she said it was too cold now. You guys, her finger got cut off in the tanning bed. This happened the week I was working. I was just like, that is so gross. Thank God there was a nurse there. After that, I was just kind of like, okay, this is not gonna be a normal job and not gonna be as chill as I thought it would be. Her literal finger was like on the ground rolling around, you guys. Ew. That's not why I quit, but I was just kind of like, oh my God, there's some weird fucking people that come here. Next, let's move on to like the main thing that made me just, I had to quit. There was no excuses. Like I couldn't work there anymore, and this is kind of, it'll build up and you'll see why. So all the girls when I started working there told me stories. I'm just like a little instigator, so I'm always asking people questions about like, what's the weirdest thing that happened here? Who's the worst customer? You know, what's the weirdest thing that ever happened? Who's the creepiest person that comes here? Blah, 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 blah. I always ask people questions like that because it's just hilarious to me. So I'm asking these questions, and I would work sometimes with another girl, like on days that were busy. But most of the time we were by ourselves, which scared the shit out of me. But yeah, so we were usually by ourselves, but I worked with like every person one time at least, and I would ask them always like, who's the weirdest person? What's the weirdest thing that happened to you? So they would tell me stories. Every single one of them, I shit you not, told me a story about how a guy who came in, a creepy like 40-plus-year-old man would come in, and like I said, you guys, there was 55 to 60% male at this tanning place. I don't know if that's every tanning salon, but ugh. So they would always come in, and some of them just act like creeps, dude. And they were like lingering around, and then afterwards they left the store, and then they would call and say, hey, you're so beautiful. I didn't have the guts to tell you when I was there, but I just wanna, I wanna take you out on a date sometime. I wish I said it to you in person. When's the next time you work, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, wait a minute. Every single one of you has that story. What the fuck? That's scary to me, that if anybody did that, I would get the fuck out of there. And then it happened, and I'm gonna get into that in a second, but I just wanna tell you, I need you guys to grasp how disgusting these guys were. Like, to give you like a really good idea, if you follow me on Snapchat, I have been watching To Catch a Predator on YouTube. They have like free episodes and stuff. I've been watching it lately, and it dawned on me one day, these predators in the show, they are exactly like the guys that come into the tanning salon. I made that connection, and then ever since that day, I have been scared fucking shitless to go to work. And then a slew of things happened to me that I can't even, you'll hear them. So I heard stories about like creepy guys and whatever, and I just didn't really believe them because I was like, oh, okay, whatever. You know, I don't think that's gonna happen to me. I'll be fine, whatever. I'm just not gonna dress up for work, and I never really did. But guess what, guys? That doesn't stop creepy old ass fucking men. So here's what happened. So one day I'm there, I'm working alone, and this guy comes in. The room that he wants to go in is taken, so he decides he wants to wait. So he's being like this guy's like 40 or something, or no, probably way older than that. He's probably like late 40s. So he comes in, he's being super whatever, nice, and he sits on the couch, which is pretty far away from me, and he's just talking, and he's like, oh, you know, are you a Cubs fan, blah, 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 have you been watching the games, have you been this, have you been that? He's asking me all about my tanning job career, and I'm just like, dude, who cares about somebody's, like, job at a tanning salon? Nobody. This guy's up to something. So I'm just kind of answering. I'm like keeping him at a like double arm's length. So he's asking all these questions, but he's being like normal. So I'm being nice to him, and I would be nice to anybody. You know, it's a job, so we are forced to be nice to people. And you know that if you work retail. But so the lady comes out of the room that he's in, and I go and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go back and clean it really quick. And then you can go back there. So I go back and I clean it. And first of all, he was being super rude too. He was like, you better clean it really good because the lady that just came out of there is so gross. And I'm like, excuse me? Like, you're gross. I go back to clean it, and then I come back and I was like, okay, well, it's all set for you whenever you're ready. Like, I gotta ask you something. I'm like, oh, here we go. Like, that's like the fucking anthem of every single creepy guy I've ever known in my entire life. They're like, can I ask you something? So I'm like, sure. And I'm by myself, by the way, and there's nobody else in the store, so I'm like freaked out because I just got this, you know when you get that like instinctual feeling of you just want somebody to get away from you? Yeah, I had that. So he's like, hey, I have this photography studio. I love to do it in my hobby, and I would really want you to come out and like do a shoot for me. And I'm like, first of all, I don't like getting a picture taken. I think I look completely opposite of what I actually look like in person. And yeah, ugh. So I'm just like, and he's like, no, he's like, oh my God. He's like, I just want to capture that. I want to capture that. And he's going like this, and I'm just like, ew, yuck, you're weird. I'm like, I'm really, really busy. And he's like, oh, let me show you like some pictures of, you know, the shoots that I do and whatever. So he comes so fucking close to me, and he's right next to me, like right here, and he's showing me these pictures. He's like, here, you can scroll through. And I'm like, okay. So I'm just like, I'm like going like this, like I'm disgusted to swipe his phone. But first of all, I'm like, ew, stop, you're so close to me, ew, oh my God, get away. But the pictures are literally like those slutty, cheap-ass Halloween costumes. Like, it looked like a photo shoot for a cheap-ass, run-down-ass, like, Halloween store. And I'm just like, oh my God, these poor girls, they're probably, like, captures of his, and they're all probably sitting in his basement right now, tied up in chains. Like, oh my God, there's no way a girl in her right mind would take these pictures. Their boobs are, like, totally out. They're wearing like stockings. No, I'm not gonna do this. He's just like, oh, I would just be tickled pink if I could just take pictures of you. So after like 10 minutes of this, I finally get him to go back into the room. But first, he's like, I think that you should clean that room again. And I'm like, what? And he's like, no, I think you should clean that room again. So I'm like, okay. So I go back to clean it, but then he follows me back there. So I'm like, okay. I go back there, I'm cleaning it, and he's standing in the doorway with his arms like this, and he's like not letting me out. I thought he was gonna follow me in there and like push me up against a wall and like assault me. So I'm scared to death, and I'm like cleaning the bed like, and he's putting his arm against the thing still, and he's like, wants me to like walk under it or like walk through him. So I have to like walk under his arm, and I go back up to the front. He finally goes in the bed. When he comes out, he's like, you know, I got an opening on Monday, and I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm really busy for like the next month. I'm not that busy. He's like, you know, what size shoe are you? I'm like, You've got all these high heels you can wear. He's like, I'm already picturing it now, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, oh my God, I'm gonna die. I'm like, you know what? I'm really busy for like the next month. Like, I'll definitely see like what's in my schedule. I'm never gonna go. I'm never gonna go there. I don't want to die yet. Then he gets mad though that I can't, when I tell him I can't come on Monday. He's like, wait, what? Like, so mad. What do you mean? He's like, what do you mean? He's like, I have Monday open. And I'm just like, dude, I don't like operate on your schedule, you fucking creep. So I finally kind of like get him to go away. But to just kind of sum it up, do you guys know that feeling of when you're really, really scared at night and God, you're just like, you can't even like move from your bed because you think that there's something under your bed and like there's somebody down the hall. And guess what? That guy gave me that feeling in the middle of the fucking day. That's how scary he was. Like, so yeah, that happened. Later, I work a few shifts after that. He must have known that I was working because he called the store and he's like, is Kylie there? And I'm like, this is... I don't know how he knew my name because I didn't tell him my name, by the way. And he's like, hey, it's blah, 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 about the photo shoot. He's like, yeah, do you have like a business email? I was just wondering. He's like, I really, really want to, you know, start taking pictures of you. Well, and I'm like, oh my God, I hung the fucking phone up. You guys, like, I couldn't, I'm telling you, I couldn't work there a single day longer. And that isn't like the only instance of where a guy was being like so creepy to me there. I had a few other ones that I feel like they're creepy and they were, you know, again, they were like late 40s, maybe 50s, these guys. And I don't know if they're like so lonely or I had to like give you guys an idea. I had to either have my boyfriend, my mom, or my brother be at the store with me while I closed every single night that I closed. And that's not just because I'm like a little baby or whatever, but I've had like past instances where people would like follow me home and whatever. So I'm just like ultra aware of it. I'm ultra aware that there's people out there that are crazy and psycho. And I'm just like, who's gonna tell these guys, these 40-year-old freaking weirdos, that it's not okay to like talk to girls like this? I feel like people need to realize like when people are pushing you away, and I was totally pushing these guys away. Yeah, so that happened one day, and that happened towards like the end of when I was working there. I think I worked there for like a month, but for all of that to happen in a month, what the fuck? No, I'm never getting another job. After that, another guy came in who has been kind of like, just, he's way too friendly with me, or he thinks that we're way closer than we are. And like, honestly, how close can you get to somebody in a month of going to a tanning salon? And I don't even work every day. I worked like 2 days a week. So this guy would just come in and he wouldn't stop talking to me. And he was like a nice guy, but there's just like a certain line that you shouldn't cross. Like, he would ask me like intimate questions about myself, and he would say things that were just so gross about like his own preferences, I guess. It just left me with a really bad taste in my mouth. That place really scared me. So yeah, that's why I quit working at the tanning salon that I was working at. If I get another job and I quit that one, I'll definitely make another video. I'm sure that'll be a equally good story. But yeah, I hope you guys like this. My advice to you guys is, if something is happening where you're really uncomfortable, just decide if your job is worth it, or go up to like the managers or go up to higher up and just complain about it. And usually they can do something about it, but if they can't, then just freaking quit your job, because no job is worth feeling like you're going to be attacked, or if you just feel scared all the time. And that's how I felt. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to follow me on my social media. It will be linked below. I don't know how to put it up here because you guys know I am not good at this YouTube thing, but that's okay. So anyway, I will see you in my next video.